queremos.
I get asked a lot about where the concept came for the public relations class, and it's hard to say it came from one place in particular, but more than anything else, I think it was based on my work experience at Carson Peary Scott. I was hired with no real experience in communication other than as a journalist, and was asked to benchmark the best companies in America for communication and develop a plan for Carson Peary Scott that would put us at the top of the pile, I guess. And you know, pretty much given unlimited resources within, maybe not financially, but in terms of, you know, where I wanted to fly, or who I wanted to talk to, or what consultant I wanted to bring in. And it was a scary experience. I felt like I never really fulfilled my obligation to the company because there was no defined goal. And whatever I did do got absorbed, and the expectation was for me to do something else, to go beyond that. So it was never a fulfilling experience, and I didn't like it in a lot of ways. It wasn't until I was out of it and looked back at it that I realized I probably learned more and developed more in that 2.5-year period than I did at any other point in my adult life. And so as I was teaching here, I was given an opportunity to create the Problems in PR class, and the class was supposed to be modeled after a problems class that had just been created at Purdue Lafayette. And the plan at Purdue Lafayette was that they would get a book with case studies and go in and read the case studies and talk about the case studies and write papers. And I really didn't want to teach that class, and so I put it off the first year, and the second year the department head said, you have to do this or we'll get somebody else to do it, and I didn't want anyone else to do it, so I decided, had nothing to lose, I'd do it my own way. So from that point on, I refined it each year, but essentially it was the Carson Peary Scott experience. It was, here's your resources, you've got X amount of time, go do this, and you know, I'm only holding you accountable for the results essentially, and you find a way to make it happen. And it turned out to have an interesting teaching relationship, because it forced the students to ask me questions, and so instead of my telling them things and coming up with little devices to test them on them and force them to learn, they were forcing me to give them feedback. And I actually, over the years, have had students complain to me that I wasn't available enough or wasn't giving them enough feedback, which is sort of a reversal in relationships when you think about what it's normally like to be in a classroom.